everybody. Can you see me? Hopefully that's bright enough you can see me. Welcome to day 8 of the Zazoo Plazz April video challenge. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 2020, and I'm down here on the floor today, hanging out. Got my heart on. Oh, God. Well, hi. Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 8 of the Zazoo Plazz April video challenge. I am your host, Leslie Zazoo also known as Zazoo Plazz, part-time superhero, full-time mom. That is the name of my book, if you're new here. And I got a lot to talk to you about today. I've been all over the place trying to figure out what to talk about. There's so much to talk about. There's so much energy, so many ideas. My goodness. But I had to keep it short, you know. And so lately, I want to start off saying, lately, I'm into pop culture, you know, shows, books, videos, whatever, songs, music. If I find something good, I want to tell everybody about it. So I've been watching this show on Netflix called Ozark with Jason Bateman and Laura Linney, and it's my kind of show. So basically, in the show, there's a normal family with the father, the mother, and a daughter and a son, and the dad somehow gets, all I'm going to say is he gets caught up, and the mom, in a money laundering scheme, and they moved from Chicago to Missouri. So that's the premise of the show. And I started thinking today, in the current environment, you know, when he would take the money from the dark side, and what he would do is launder it, so money laundering. So he had to funnel the money from the people doing the dark things. I won't give it all away, but they were not on the up and up. So therefore, he took that money and he put it through a normal business so that the money would get out into the mainstream. So, and I'm not, don't quote me on this, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on anything except Zazoo Plazz. And so the money would emerge so-called clean, for whatever that means. So it would be, hey! Anyway, so he would launder the money so that it would blend in with the rest of the money out in the economy. So I thought, what if we did the same thing with our thoughts? We could launder our thoughts. Take the dirty thoughts. That came out wrong, didn't it? So if we have a negative thought, right, something that is of a low energy, like the money that the guy on Ozark would get, of a lower energy, vibration, something you read. It could be anything today, anything. Just something that doesn't lift you up to a higher level where you want to be, right? Sort of what we could say, this happened, okay? This is the thing that happened. And then move it through the washing machine, making way for this good thing to happen. And at the other end of it, we can have the good thing that came out of that initial negative thought. I'll give you an example. Okay. Me this morning, standing in the kitchen around 11-ish, making a cup of coffee. And Brennan came in, started making his lunch, grilled cheese and tomato soup and stuff. And he starts talking to me. He looks at me. He says, I don't know how you could stand it. He said, you're, so calm. He's like, you seem to be, this seems like normal to you. He's like, but I'm not going to, I don't want to live the way you're living. He said, I want to be in an office. I want to have a job. I want to, make money. And I want to go on vacations. And I stepped back and I looked down and I said, I thought about it. My son standing there at age 19 versus me at age 19. I was in college. I was getting ready to go to Spain to study for the summer, and certainly my life looked a lot different than his does right now, as did my dad's in 1956 when he was a year out of high school or two and dating my mom and starting his career and going to college part-time. Certainly, our three generations have been through quite a change. And therefore, what does success mean? What does success mean now? And normally I would have taken it personally, what he said to me, and started thinking, yeah, if I wasn't doing this, I could be, making a lot of money. We could be going on a vacation. But I said, no, stop. Success. What does success? How do I think of success? Never mind what, my dad thinks is successful or what my son thinks is successful, because they have different paths anyway. And certainly this is a good time to think about that. So I thought I would read to you today about how, this is in my preface, how one of my mom friends, after our son's play date, when they were early 2000s, I told her, you can have it all, maybe just not at the same time. And that a little bell went off in my head. And I thought at that point that I had zeroed in on one of my life changes or challenges or lessons. And that, I think, was the moment I realized I was Zazoo Plazz. Part-time superhero, full-time mom. She always lived in me from birth, but this was an epiphany. It would take 10 to 12 more years for me to fully embrace her identity, but that was the start of my journey to create a successful life on my terms and define what I thought having it all meant. So there it is. Success could be like, a dress that you try on. It's never going to look the same on one woman as another woman, right? The same dress. Like they had those who wore it better, those things they used to have where they'd say, oh, vote whether this celebrity wore the dress better or that one. It's kind of like that, right? So success for me as a woman, I can't comment on what success means to my son. He's Generation Z. That remains to be seen. And that is in a process of evolving right now. But I know for me, success means being able to do what I'm doing and help people and, get through this, whatever this is or whatever it's going to be. The fact that I can get up every day and do this and be this, whatever this is, that's success. Then I go to bed at night and I can't wait to get up tomorrow, no matter what is going on, because I know that I have found something that just lights me up. And so if that's part of the whole superhero thing, see the cape and the whole thing, I'm going to, of course, talk a lot about Zazoo's superpowers and what being a superhero means. But my son, I want to give another example before I sign off. Early this morning, we get a call. My son, Jack, is a fire explorer with the town fire department. He's almost 17 next week. So it was a structure fire. So he took off in his little car. Now this is Jack when he was a little guy, and his godfather let him try on his fire helmet, and he back then he would make funny faces. All right, but this is kind of an inkling of what his future was going to hold. He was fascinated as an Aries with anything to do with fire. So he takes off in his little car this morning, and he got lost going to the fire because he just got his license. So he finally made it there, and he spent the whole day there. So and then he came home and he said, "Mom, don't touch those clothes. They're hazmat." So I said, "This is what we're gonna do." So I got him. He showered. Then he took his own clothes, and I showed him how to wash them in the washer in order to, sterilize everything and get it really clean, which we're doing anyway, during this health environment that we're in. So what happened with that laundering was literally laundering. Bad, there was a fire. Good, no one got hurt. And my son learned how to do laundry, and he got to help out, cleaning up after the fire. He got to, of course, from a distance, social distancing. They had the explorers help in a very safe way. And then tonight he's going to do his homework. So if he had been in school today and that fire would have happened, he wouldn't have had that learning opportunity. He would have been in school all day. And he's fond of telling me, "Mom, all heroes are super." So this, my little guy, wisdom from this, he doesn't look like this anymore. Isn't he cute? All moms think their sons are cute and their daughters. But he's a good kid. So all heroes are super, and yes, they are, whether they are working in a grocery store right now, risking their health, their life, to enable people to eat. Healthcare workers right now. All kinds of people who are stepping up and giving of their superpowers so that all of us can make it through this, and that people can live. So I want to honor the superheroes and the heroes, just the heroes. All of them, all of us, in our own way, becoming our own superheroes, and finding our purpose, our call during these times. Oh, and then the other thing that happened was that they ran out of shrimp. No shrimp. So I couldn't cook tonight. I was going to make shrimp fajitas. So my husband went out and got takeout, fast food. And I'm just going to go have my leftovers from last night. I made a nice ziti casserole. So Brennan doesn't like to eat leftovers. He says he prefers to eat fresh food. So to Mom fall the leftovers, the spoils, I guess. And so I'm going to finish up, and then I'm going to watch my show, find out what else happens. And so day 8 is in the books. Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. And I will see you tomorrow on April 9th for day 9 of the Zazoo Plazz video challenge. Take care. Wishing you light, love, and laughter. Bye.